Imagine you have a friend who owns a bank, and she or he needs you to take a picture of the bank. So you go down, you take a picture of the bank, you get it home, and it looks like this. Guess what? Friendship's over. Unless you know how to use radial filters. Let's save that friendship. First thing you do for your bank picture, or feedlot, insert venue here, or landscape. Click auto. If you hit auto, you're going to do a lot of automatic stuff here. I'm just going to run with this. Corrected for the lens, it's looking better, but we've got a friendship to save. So we're going to open up and go make some masks. First thing we're going to do, these lights right here, boring. We need to upify them a little bit. The inner circle, anything you do, it's 100% of the effect. So I'm going to put that just over the light right there. Kind of pivot it. We want this light to shine up and down the beam here, as you can see. So we're going to raise the exposure a little bit. We're also going to warm that light up. It's a pretty warm light, so you can go different extremes depending on what color light you're messing with. We want it to be pretty close to the original. Once we do that, we're going to copy it. Duplicate. 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 You don't realize how many lights are out somewhere until you start doing this. It's make it real quick just to duplicate. It duplicates everything with the original setting. So dial that first one in and you're set. Do that. We'll do a quick on this. So there. Doesn't look like much. Off, on, off, on. You can see where we're going with this. Where else are we going to do it? Anywhere there's light. And this is just how I like to edit cityscapes. You can apply this to anything. The main thing to take from this is that radial filters are powerful. I'm going to drag this one down just so it hits the, kind of hits the street a little bit right here. We're going to warm it up. We're also going to give it some exposure here. Not too much. You go too extreme, you can kind of see what you do there. Also, you can add some dehaze to it and it gives it some atmosphere. So there's a little bit of atmosphere, kind of a fogginess. I want to add a little bit of atmosphere to that. Same thing, we're going to copy it or duplicate and move it over. So there's our car lights. Next, we're going to get some, we need to turn the lights up in these windows. I'm going to go up to the window. Pop a light. Again, you only want the main effect lighting up where the light's coming from. Be it a street lamp, whatever. So play with that feather till you get it right. That looks good. We just want to hit a little bit of the outside. And we're going to add some warmth to it. You can kind of see it's starting to build. Same thing here. We're going to duplicate. We're going to duplicate. This is fun to play with, even on Lightroom Mobile on your phone. Just while you're family shopping or doing stuff that you don't care about. Open up your phone, start playing with this. Just take a shot and it's a lot of fun. You learn a lot. You can put it anywhere you want to highlight something. Take some away from it. Like if you don't want to affect everything in the circle, you can kind of edit it that way. You can kind of see here, we're adding some glow to those windows. Let's see what we're doing now. I'm going to hold that down, and there's off, and there's on. It's off, and there's on. The friendship might be safe. I'm gonna do real quickly, duplicate and take these over here too. Once you make it, you can shape it however you want. It becomes its own separate mask. And if you don't like something, you need to bring something up a little bit more, put a little bit more light, you can do that. It's pretty simple. This is one of those features that it's almost like you get lost because you go, oh, what if I did this? Oh, that looks pretty cool. So you just keep adding and adding. It's one of those things you almost have to say, okay, that's good enough. And right now, I'm gonna say that's good enough. We're gonna have to do, that's good enough for the windows. Or, you know, we got 4 more. Let's do it. 1. Here, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna cheat over here. I'm gonna drag this one up long-wise. There, we just hit all 4 of those windows at once. We're gonna do another one on the stoplight here. Remember, we don't want it affecting everything. So we're just gonna have it affect the main part of where the light is. And then the feather will kind of take it out. So we're gonna bring that out a little bit of atmosphere there. I wanna hide this dude so I can copy him, duplicate, not to create confusion. And I'm gonna put him or her over here on this light. Okay, looks pretty cool. Let's see what we got. There's before, after, right? Lost the friendship, learned how to use radial mask. Boom, looking better. One more bonus, the brush tool. You think the brush is just, you know, usually I'll get the brush and I'll make a bigger size. You can also use the left and right bracket key if you need to do that. I'll make a big size, 100% feather, not very much flow. The flow, if you have 100%, it puts 100% of the effect on it at once. If you do flow, it's more like a paintbrush. Every time you paint over it, it will add a little bit of the effect. So what I like to do is bring the exposure up just a little. And we're just gonna paint this in areas where there's already light. So just get a little paint right there, a little paint right here, a little on the side, a little on right here. It doesn't feel initially like you're adding that much, but what you can do, I want to show, let's turn that off and on. It's subtle. If you add a lot of subtle things, it's the details that matter, right? One more thing. We want some light beams. Why? Because it's a YouTube video and we want to learn new stuff, right? Create. Brush. Make it big. From this window, we're going to put a dot. Then we're going to change the size right here. Put it down where we want it. You hold down shift. That's the key. Put a dot, put a bigger dot. When you hold down shift, it's going to connect the dots with whatever effect you have. Hold down shift and click again. Boom. That's what I wanted to do. I don't know why it did it bad earlier. It wasn't me, of course. So you can see here, this is the area we're affecting. But we're going to drag it down. We just want very subtle light beams. See the lights? But we don't want them that much. We just want them a little. What kind of effect does that have? This kind of effect. Boom. It's adding atmosphere. One more thing. I'm going to do that one more time. Get the brush. Anywhere where there's light that should be hitting a surface, you can use this. This works great for putting light beams through trees. You do a light beam through the tree and then you add some dehaze and it looks like there's dust in the air. Doing brush on the top, hold down shift on the bottom. If you want to refine that, if you don't like the shape completely, you can hit subtract. This is when you subtract from the brush. So when I paint into the side of it here, I can soften the edges a little bit. Boom. And now, let's turn on that light beam. Okay, now, in review, this is where we started. We hit auto, and it took us to here. And just using filters, radial filters, and a few brushes, we went from here to here. See the atmosphere that adds? It's a lot of fun. It's like painting with light, except not in camera, right? Thank you for watching. If you got any questions, put them in the comments below, and I hope this helps you. Have a good one.